Hi, I'm Sam Perlazzo for InsideBaseball.com, along with John Cumberland, one of my good friends and great pitching coaches that we had together in the minor leagues. Several years coaching in the minor leagues as a manager, I would have John, and one of his best assets, I thought, was developing young pitchers and leaving guys in ball games. John, that seemed to be one thing that you were always so good about. Why did you believe in that?
Well, Sam, that was my forte when I was in the minor leagues working with the young pitchers. I always wanted to make them feel better, develop, use their skills and to get better at those skills. And I felt by staying with them when they were young like that in a minor league organization that they were going to get better.
You know, one of the things that we always had, I won't say differences, but we were itchy to do. You know, as a manager, I was trying to win a ball game all the time, and we'd have a starter or reliever out there that would get in trouble, and I wanted to go out there to get him. And I can't tell you how many times you would tell me, Sam, don't do it, let him try to get out of it. Why did you believe in that so much?
Well, Sam, that was a lot of fun that we had working together. We'd have our differences, but we would stay with a guy. And the reason behind staying with a guy, when a pitcher's young like that, I've always felt like, let him get him, see if he can pitch out of a jam. Leave him in there, don't take him out right now, let's see what he does. Let's see the end results. And that was one of the reasons why you and I had little differences at times, but it was always good differences. And we would do that, and we would stay with this young pitcher. And he would get better as we stayed with him.
Well, they really seemed to work a lot, John, because our pitchers would get a little bit better. And, you know, after it was all said and done, I used to look out there and say, you know, he was right. We let our guy in there, he got himself out of a jam, and we didn't always let him do that. If it happened a couple of times in a row, then we thought maybe it was time to take him out. But you had the relationship with the pitchers on a daily basis. So whenever we decided to let guys get out of a jam several times in a row, that must have made them feel good with your thought process and their abilities.
Well, I always tried to have a good communication with the pitchers, talk to them on a daily basis. I wanted them to know that I had a lot of confidence in them, and they were going to get a chance to fail or to succeed. But at no time, at any time in my career, that I think that I didn't have a pitcher that didn't believe in the pitching coach, and I didn't believe in them.
Well, we both know that we can't stress how important those things were, especially when we're evaluating our talent. We would go to meetings at the end of the season, and you know, we go over each player, each pitcher, and they would ask us, what about this guy? And we'd say, it was always good to be able to say, this guy can get himself out of a jam. Don't go get him, he's a bulldog. That seemed to be one of your things that you believed in. You call a guy a bulldog because he'd stay in there, and you trusted in him, and he paid dividends for us, and we were able to tell that organization, this guy's going to be a good one.
Well, that was a real important part when we had the winter meetings, because you and I had been with these guys all summer long. But other people hadn't seen them like we've seen them. So when we go in there and we give our opinion that this kid can pitch out of a jam, he's a good one, keep him, he's going to get better and better and better. And that was the importance of the winter meetings, as far as evaluating not only the pitchers, but also evaluating you and I. So when we got to those winter meetings, it was very emphatic that we knew what we were saying, and when we said this was an honest opinion that we had, and 9 times out of 10 it come true.
Well, I think when it was all said and done, John, you did a heck of a job with the pitchers, and probably one of the reasons that I can say that to you with emphatically is that we won a lot of ball games when we were together, and we developed a lot of really good pitchers. So I think you did a great job, and I think that's a great point that you've made about developing young pitchers.
Well, thanks, Sam. It's been a pleasure to work with you and over the years, and still being a good friend of yours.